What it do, YouTube? Let's go Williams back with another reaction video. I was, scrolling through YouTube and I seen this video, 10 best knockouts in YouTube boxing. Now, I didn't see all these YouTube boxing knockouts, so it might have ones I never seen before. And I just want to see how this looks. So let's get straight to it.
Many still don't take YouTube boxing and influencers seriously, but this video will convince everyone that these guys are not inferior in entertainment and brutality to professional boxing. Buckle up and get some popcorn, because you will witness the best knockouts.
They will never be on the pros level,
10th place.
Level, ever.
Austin McBroom's fight against a man who had 40 street fights is a perfect example of...
That's like they think now they got a few years of experience, some of them do, that they could just fight pro boxers. That's not how it works. That's like if somebody had a few years of basketball experience and then they just think they could go beat an NBA player. Like it don't work like that, bro.
Karma in boxing. If you want a video about karma in...
And then they fight little pros and people who have little experience as a pro fight like Mayweather is an experience. Like nobody's beating him, bro. Even though his fights are rigged so you don't win or lose.
To boxing, hit a like and write a comment about it. This knockout is one of the most technical in this list, because without hesitation, Austin bursts into the fight range with a jab to the head. After accurate jabs, McBroom throws out a lot of feints and constantly changes the pace of his movement. Bryce was confused after such attacks. Because of this, Hall decided to stand and wait for the counterattack. He wants to catch the opponent with his timing. He managed to make brawls in which it's noticeable that McBroom feels uncomfortable, so he decides to ignore exchanges and changes his tactics.
What is that?
McBroom puts up a high guard or attacks with a precise straight on the back foot. Austin's power weapon is his left straight, with every left punch causing Bryce's head to touch his back. He hit Hall straight on the head a lot of times, which led to knockdowns and a knockout midway through the third round. Yes, here the opponent did not fall on the canvas, but the speed, smoothness, and beauty of McBroom's attacks deserve a place in this video. 9th.
Nice move.
Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move you.
This is outrageous.
There's hope for the world.
That show might be good though.
9th place.
The game was
now
amazing.
We'll talk about a knockout which is important not from the point of view of performance or brutality, but importance for the entirety of YouTube boxing.
In
2018, we saw the first influencers fight in the history of Western YouTube. KSI versus Joe Weller.
Rematch.
When the fight began, Joe started well. His jab was on point and he managed to keep his distance. However, JJ quickly adapted and began to throw a hail of jabs at his opponent and then added power punches. Power punches turned into legendary combo windmills, and by the third round, Joe's face was destroyed. Such a beatdown could not continue, because of which the referee stopped the fight. Yes, it wasn't flashy KO, but the fact that KSI and Weller decided to brawl and fight was stopped via TKO. This showed to everyone that influencers are not scared of trading punches, and their fights are entertaining. 8th place. We've seen a few knockouts to the head, but we haven't seen knockouts in the body yet. The most unique kind of knockouts occurred in the fight between FaZe Sensei and Overflow.
FaZe Sensei boxed.
In this fight, fighters were protected with helmets, which makes the possibility of a knockout in the head more difficult. Therefore, Sensei used the best tactic for such conditions. He focused on the body work, so it'll be easier to knock out the opponent. You also need to consider that they are new to sports, and cardio for everyone is a problem. Everyone gets tired in their first fights. So FaZe Sensei hastened this process with attacks to the body. As a result, we saw a brutal and very cunning knockout to the body, for which FaZe Sensei gets this spot in our list.
You know you gonna box. You should,
7th place.
Cardio is like one of the
At
first
this
things you should
place,
work
a
on.
knockout of the most legitimate YouTube boxer,
And then, like,
Jake
look
Paul.
at the opponents.
By the
bro.
way, get used to him in this
Jake
video.
Paul is-
He has a lot of knockouts. Let's start with the fight against
getting
Nate
free money.
Robinson, who is one of the
Like,
most
why Nate
unique
Robinson?
athletes
What
in
are
the
you doing,
world.
bro?
Despite his height, he has played in the best basketball league in the world,
It's like
the
LeBron trying to
NBA,
go to football.
for many years. This was reflected in the fight. In the first minutes, despite the nervousness of both fighters, Robinson looked much faster. Both fighters were connecting with punches,
saying LeBron.
but by
That's
the
like-
end of the
no,
first
that's like
round,
saying
it was
LeBron,
noticeable that
when
Nate's
he
rapid,
retires, he tries to
explosive
go play
actions
football.
were reflected by his cardio. Now his rapid distance cutting
look
became
at
more
this.
noticeable, thanks to which Paul was able to knock him down. And in the second round,
Jake thought he
he
was good
finished
at
the
this.
job, knocking out Nate Robinson into the meme world. It was the first YouTube boxing KO that opened that Pandora's
Look, there's
meme
nobody
box.
Or was this there COVID?
6th
Still
place.
nobody there.
The fight we're going to talk about now is arguably the best
I
fight in the
reacted to this.
history of YouTube boxing.
I ain't
Austin
gonna lie.
McBroom against Anison Gibb. We
Gibb
have a
had a good
detailed
comeback.
analysis of the fight on the channel, and we recommend that you watch. This matchup was a classic rivalry of athleticism against willpower. McBroom immediately showed everyone in the first round that his speed, explosive strength, and
Gibb had a great
athleticism were on
comeback.
another level. After a couple of successful attacks, he managed to knock Gibb down. It would seem that this is the end, and soon Austin will score a knockout and fulfill his dream to get into this video with 2 knockouts. But the problem is that part of this knockdown is Gibb's fault. He blocked his visibility with a high guard, because of which he did not see the blow. And as we know, blows that are not visible are most often the ones that can send a body to the canvas. This moment instilled confidence in Austin, and he wanted to finish off his opponent quickly because he was going to run out of steam. On the contrary, Gibb mentally didn't break and activated
He was
his
sending
berserker
Austin
mode.
to the ground.
He began to methodically break Austin. This resulted in an
He beat him
epic
bad this
comeback.
match that Austin
And
said he's
Neeson
taking a
managed to
break.
score a couple of knockdowns, but that wasn't enough, and he knocked Austin out.
Oh my God.
5th place. At this place, there is a real brawl, which in terms of action is not inferior to professional boxing. So we need suitable music for this metal fight.
I go
We
like,
are
this dude
talking
is
about the
hyping
fight
up
between
YouTube
FaZe
boxing,
Jarvis
bro.
and Michael Lee at the first Social
I
Gloves
respect
event.
it, but not on
This
pro
show
level
gave us a
boxing.
lot of
Not on pro
spectacular
level at
moments
all.
and knockouts, but this fight brought everything together. From the first second, it's clear that one of these guys will meet the final bell unconscious. Michael starts the attack, but FaZe immediately shows that he does
Look at
not
this.
have a brake pedal,
You can
which
tell,
is why we see a wild brawl. Michael took the initiative, but as soon as Jarvis learned how to dodge his opponent's attacks and counterattack with the overhand, everything changed. With the same
Lee just
punch,
went-
FaZe knocked Michael down. Lee wasn't going to back down and was constantly pressuring, but a second knockdown at the end of the round gave FaZe even more confidence. So he started the second round
I
strong,
ain't gonna lie, these-
dodging
they tryna
another
hit.
combination,
They
and
trying to hit me with ass in a 12-minute
Purdue
video.
University Global. Apply now at purdueglobal.edu.
I was supposed to get my
Have you
my
been drinking?
premium.
No.
My premium.
If you're smelling something, it might be my spiked eggnog body wash.
Don't care about your.
And on the way out of the clinch, Jarvis knocks Michael down. Let's rewatch this metal KO and then move on.
Oh, that was a good hit though.
4th place.
Oh, this knockout was
Now
bad.
you'll see a YouTuber who moves like a snake and attacks just as venomously.
Oh,
We're
their
talking
press- I
about a
forgot, their press
knockout in the
conferences
fight
are
of
so
Slim against
corny,
FaZe Temple.
bro.
In the first round, we saw competitive
bro, you can't
exchanges,
take them serious,
but over
bro.
time, it became noticeable that Slim, with his snake-like feints, took the initiative. The fact is that such strange body and shoulder movement is an original way to hide defensive and attacking actions. The opponent doesn't understand whether Slim will move forward with a jab, sidestep for a counterattack, or throw heavy straight. By the way, if you want to see a breakdown of Slim's technique, write a comment about it.
They just swinging.
It's because of snake-like movements that Slim so often connected with the jab and powerful straight. At the end of the exchanges, he entered the clinch so as not to eat unnecessary blows. Having a custom temper to the fact that he clinches for protection, in the second round, Slim struck a powerful punch on the way out of the clinch. Seeing that this rocked the opponent, he, like a real cold-blooded predator, decided to finish off the victim. And he did it beautifully.
That was bad.
Finishing off FaZe with that whipping punch. And let's be honest,
bad.
it's time for Slim to change his nickname, Hitman, to Snake. Third place. Before the fight against
Like, bro,
Thanks,
these
Uncle
are
Snoop,
not
but
top
let's be more
10,
respectful.
bro.
Before the fight against Askren, no one expected that Jake would want to fight against real fighters. He's fought only influencers and athletes. But a fight with a fighter is a completely different thing. Although Askren was not a good striker, he had good cardio and he knew how to take damage.
What the heck?
Therefore, the opinions of
that
many
an edit?
experts agreed that Ben would simply survive the early storm and simply exhaust Paul. But on the day of the fight,
Like, look at
everything
this,
was
bro. He don't
completely
even look
different.
fit, bro.
Ben did not even have time to warm up before Jake Paul knocked him out. He did it so easily and without coercion that many people began to get interested in his next fights. And if you are interested in a skill breakdown of Jake Paul, you can find it on this channel.
Bro. That man had no right being in
Second
the ring,
place.
bro.
If you have questions, you can go to my personal Instagram. Link. Cannot even imagine how spectacular it will be. It seems that after the bell, the spirit of Manny Pacquiao has enslaved Salt Papi. A couple of feints to check what the opponent will throw in fighting distance, and Salt Papi is ready to impress everyone. He throws a jab to pull his opponent's arms forward and hits a powerful left hook. After that, we see a Street Fighter combo, and the opponent is knocked out. One of the fastest and most brutal knockouts in the history of YouTube boxing. It was so fast that we need to rewatch this brutal poetry in motion.
But I still
Do you think Salt Papi is ready for serious fighters like KSI? First place. In the first fight between Jake Paul and former UFC champion Tyrone Woodley, Jake won by decision. However, that victory was overshadowed by Tyrone's punch, a punch that nearly knocked Jake out. So the rematch was supposed to put an end to whether that punch was luck or whether Jake was lucky enough to be near the ropes and survive. The first fight was not spectacular, but comparing it to the rematch, it seemed like a real blockbuster. The viewers in the arena and in front of the screens were already falling asleep. And out of nowhere, Jake Paul delivers a powerful hook that knocks out the former UFC champion. It's worth noting that this is the first time in Woodley's life that he was KO'd with one punch. This hook put Woodley to sleep and woke everyone in the arena and the whole world up because this is the best knockout in the history of YouTube boxing. What do you think is the best knockout in the history of YouTube boxing? Write in the comments. By the way, if you were a fighter or a YouTube boxer...
Yeah, he got knocked out. That was bad, though. That was bad. I seen that. I remember watching that. I was like, dang. But, this doesn't change nothing. They're not on... Nobody's on the pro level, bro. Like, not even the undercards of big fights, bro. They're not messing with nobody on those fights, bro. Nobody at all. These pros that take it serious and train every single day, bro, they will destroy these YouTubers. That's why they don't fight them, bro. They trying to get real belts and make actual money and be on top cards, bro. They don't got time for this stuff. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna try to find more videos to react to. Finna go play some Kalisto, bro. And my game keep crashing, bro. They need to fix that. How does a single player game keep crashing? I'm out, man. Stay safe.